Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashe Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, short review along with my thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. So it's been a while since I've done drama reviews. It's not that I don't watch them anymore. I still do, I just haven't had the time to actually review them for you guys. So today I'm going to be doing a K-drama review, and this drama it kind of has two names, but I just go with the first one. But it's called Lonely Enough to Love, or the other title, which is Love is Annoying But I Hate Being Lonely. I'm actually not sure if it's a total of 10 episode or 16 episode. I'm not sure on that, but it only airs on Tuesday, so I have a feeling that it won't be long because it's only like Tuesday airing. But today I'm going to be going over the cast synopsis and the first two episodes with you guys. So as for our cast, we have Ji Hyun-woo playing Chang Kang-woo, and he's a psychiatrist. And then we have Kim Song-eun playing Lee Na-eun, and she's an aspiring novelist or writer. And then Park Gun-il playing Kang Hyung-jin, he's an airline pilot. And then there's the Happy Together residents, which has Han Ji-won play Choi Kyung-won. She is the Gangnam plastic surgeon consultant. And then Han Young playing Jung Bora, deputy marketing team member of a very rich company or something like that. And then Gong Chang playing Jung Hoon, a professional VIP bodyguard. And then Kang Sang-ho as Kam Dong-suk, who is the owner of Happy Together share house. And then there's other people, which is Song Joong-hyun as Han Aram, which is a cafe owner, also friends of Lee Na-eun. And then Chung Soo-young as Ju Ji-ha, who is an editor of a web magazine or a magazine, something like that, and is also a friend of Lee Na-eun. As for the synopsis, it's a story of young people residing at a co-living house called Happy Together. They do want to date, but they do not want to become serious. They prefer being free, but they also do not want to be lonely. Chang Kang-woo is a single man in his 30s, and he works as a psychiatrist. He is full of curiosity about the human being, and even though he is a very attractive man, he's afraid of having a romantic relationship due to a trauma from his past. And then all of a sudden, a woman appears in front of him again, and he begins to have feelings for her. And then we have Lee Na-eun, who is a freelancer copy editor. She is generous to people, but she does not tolerate injustice. She hopes to become a novelist one day, but due to her situation, she hasn't been able to date or have a boyfriend in the past 4 years. So she begins to start living at this co-living house, Happy Together, and there she develops romantic feelings. Okay, so recap on the first two episodes. The drama starts us off with many different people talking about relationships, their likes and all these things, the cons and pros about it. And we swap over to seeing Han Arung talking to Lee Na-eun about relationships and stating that she should, get into a relationship and how great it is. When Na-eun's like, what's the point of dating and being in a relationship? Like, she's tired of it and all these things like that. Her friend points it out. It makes your heart races, butterfly, your heart trembles, all stuff like that. You have someone to care for and all these things like that. But Na-eun doesn't really care, and all she cares about is publishing her own book. And we see that she's actually a writer. More, she wants to become a writer, but she's actually a copy editor where she just reads other people's writing, and she just corrects them and she just edits them. And then we move on to see Chang Kang-woo talking to one of his patients, as we see how great he is when he works with his client, with his patients, trying to solve their problems, trying to get them to open up and everything. And he's, we find out he's a psychiatrist, and he teaches a class to a lot of students, pointing out to always give yourself a pat on the back. You did well, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and all things like that. So he's always encouraging people. And then so we get to see two sides of them with what they do and everything like that. And then we go on to seeing Na-eun. She drops off her work and that she's currently working on, and her boss gives her more work to do and gives her a gift of a novel that she read or edited, and her name is also listed in the book. She's happy and she wonders if her book will ever get published. The boss tells her that to be patient and he will push her book because it's a great book and he's going to make it happen. But when she leaves, she has certain questions and she wants to ask him, so she returns back to his office. She overhears the conversation the boss and the secretary had that Nang will never become a good writer and her writing isn't good, so they're using her because she's very good, so she might as well just continue to edit manuscripts. And so after hearing that, she's very upset and she decides to quit and leave. And the next day, her house ends up having this big fat crack on her wall, which the building is about to collapse. She has to move out immediately before the building falls out. Now she doesn't have nowhere to go, and she heads to go see her friend. And on the way to go see her friends, she bumps into Chang Kang-woo, who seems like he's angry at his girlfriend, and he slaps her. This upsets Nang, and she gets involved and she beats up Chang Kang-woo, and she helps the girlfriend get away and wants to call the cops. But the girlfriend tells her this is all a misunderstanding. She doesn't know the whole truth. And we find out that this girl is actually not Chang Kang-woo's girlfriend. She's actually his patient, and she's in a bad relationship, and he's trying to get her to help her become tough and get out of her relationship, that she's more than that. She shouldn't be in a relationship like that. And so there's that. And then moving on, we see Nang consulting her friend where she's gonna go live from now on. And her guy friend, Kang Hyun-jin, is going on a long vacation with his girlfriend for 2 weeks. So he offers up his place for her to stay until he comes back, and she'll be able to find a new place. So it'll give her to settle and be able to look for a new place. So she ends up moving into the Happy Together place, and it's kind of like a house boarding place, like apartment and everything like that. And there's currently 5 people living there, and she will be joining them. And everything seems so clean and neat, and they seem like a whole wholesome family living there. And she ends up learning that Kang-woo actually lives next door to Hyun-jin, where she's actually staying at, and she thinks that Kang-woo is a psychopath, which everyone doesn't agree. And they're like, he's not like that, he's just a very friendly person, and that's the way he is. She doesn't know his line of work yet, so she doesn't know anything, so she's just like, okay, he's weird, he's crazy. But she does get involved with Kang-woo, and then also the owner, Kim Dong-suk, who quickly creates like a misunderstanding, and she kind of starts to show interest in the owner of the place, Kim Dong-suk, as he seems really nice to her. But Kang-woo always gets in the way, and he seems to be following her. But it's just a coincidence that the two of them keeps crossing paths, and she officially gets to meet the rest of the tenants and that lives there, and they all seem very different the way they are, their line of work, but they're actually very, very great people. And then Nang continues on to go through publishing companies, but she continues to get rejected. One of the publishing company actually tells her that her writing doesn't seem that it's good enough to be published into a book, and it's best if she turns into web series and read instead. So this got her to start a blog and start writing about the people living at Happy Together. And so while she finally be able to do that and publish her work, now Hyun-jin has returned back from his vacation, as it got cut short because his girlfriend dumped him over Nang. His girlfriend can't stand him being nice to Nang, even though he said that they're just friends, when his girlfriends are like, there's more than that, you guys can't just be friends. And the fact that you're being so nice to her and you're giving her everything, it's you have to choose me or her, so she's just like, I'm just gonna make it easy on you, I'm just gonna leave you. So it cut his vacation short, and he came back home. And now Nang also at the same time releasing her first episode of her web series. She gets the first comment on there, and it's from a resident of Happy Together, and she doesn't know if it's Kang-woo or Hyun-jin, and this is where their love triangle begins. So that's the first 2 episode recap of Lonely Enough to Love. I've actually watched further, and I actually enjoy and I actually like it, so I do look forward to it. But because it only airs on Tuesday, I like to let it sit, because if it's going to be 16 episodes, yes, you would want it to sit, because it's like 1 episode a week only, and that's a lot of waiting. But if it's 10 episodes, then obviously it should be ending soon, so it will, they're getting straight to the point already. Like at the point I am right now, like Kangwoo is already showing his interest into Nang, and slowly his past and stuff like that is already revealing. And then you're already seeing that Hyunjin, he actually does have interest in Nang. He's always had, and he just never said anything because they've been friends, and like, you know, she doesn't see him anything more. They grew up together, and he's just like literally just a friend to her, nothing more. So it does go into it, and it does show, like, you know, Kangwoo, who actually wants to be in a relationship, is going to be in one. Nang, who does not want to be in it, is actually starting to fall in love and starting to realize that, you know, there probably is goods of it. And at the same time, she's slowly building up her popularity of writing her web series, and it's the experience stuff she goes through while she's at Happy together at the place, because the people that live there, they're very, very different from each other. They don't have similarities at all. Like, she found out that the owner of the place, Kim Dong-suk, he's actually a single dad, and he's going through a divorce. So he's actually a single dad, and he has a son, all these things like that. And then, you know, there's like, you know, one of the girl tenant, she actually likes the bodyguard tenant that lives there, and all these things like that. So they're experiencing a lot of things, and she's writing about them, and people are like interested in it. So it's like, in a way, she's kind of taking what's happening at Happy together and putting it out there for people to read, rather than, you know, but she doesn't disclose like any information about them. But I want to see how it turns out. It's been a while since I seen Kim Sung-won back on the acting screen. I don't know when was the last time I've seen her, but it's been a while since I've seen her acting, and it's nice to see her back. And then I think the only time I actually seen Ji Hyung-woo actually act, I think it was in Trouble Lovers. And then there's another one after that which I watched briefly only, but it's been a while since I've seen these two act, and then for them to come back, and, you know, looking forward to see how this is gonna turn out. But if you guys have not seen this drama, do check it out. It is 1 episode a week only, so if you want to let it sit and let it finish, then you can binge watch and watch all of it. Go ahead and do that. But that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next drama review.